small poetry collection of hers. I was given this by a professor. Two of these actually three of them. You can see that one later. She had so many cool old books that she was decluttering, that she let us students take as many as we wanted. So I got to pick out things. It was such a lovely gift to be able to get these wonderful old books. So this book is called Just Give Me a Cool Drink of Water for I Die by Maya Angelou. Okay, so let's read the first poem. They went home. They went home and told their wives that never once in all their lives had they known a girl like me. But they went home. They said my house was licking clean. No word I spoke was ever mean. I had an air of mystery, but they went home. My praises were on all men's lips. They liked my smile, my wit, my hips. They'd spend one night, or two, or three, but let's pick another poem here. Do it a bit randomly, I guess. So you get a nice selection of everything. This one is called When You Come to Me. When you come to me, unbidden, beckoning me to long ago rooms where memories lie, offering me as to a child an attic, gatherings of days too few, baubles of stolen kisses, trinkets of borrowed loves, trunks of secret words, I cry. Okay. This one is called The Detached. We die, welcoming bluebeards to our darkening closets, stranglers to our outstretched necks, stranglers who neither care nor care to know that death is internal. We pray, savoring sweet the teethed lies, bellying the grounds before alien gods, gods who neither know nor wish to know that hell is internal. We love, rubbing the nakedness with gloved hands, inverting our mouths in tongued kisses, kisses that neither touch nor care to touch if love is internal. On diverse deviations. When love is a shimmering curtain before a door of chance that leads to a world in question, wherein the macabre sulphurous dance of bones that rattle in silence, of blinded eyes and rolls of thick lips, thin, denying 1,000 powdered moles, where touch to touch is feel, and life a weary whore, I would be carried off, not gently, to a shore, where love is the scream of anguish, and no curtain drapes the door. When I think about myself, I almost laugh myself to death. My life has been one great big joke, a dance that's walked, a song that spoke. I laughed so hard I almost choke when I think about myself. 60 years in these folks' world, the child I works for calls me girl. I say yes, ma'am, for working's sake. Too proud to bend, too poor to break. I laugh until my stomach ache when I think about myself. My folks can make me split my side. I laughed so hard I nearly died. The tales they tell sound just like lying. They grow the fruit, but eat the rind. I laugh until I start crying when I think about my folks. Faces. Faces and more remember than reject. The brown caramel days of youth reject the sun-sucked tit of childhood mornings. Poke a muzzle of war in the trust-frozen eyes of a favored doll. Breathe, brother, and displace a moment's hate with organized love. A poet screams, Christ waits at the subway, but who sees? Black Ode. Your beauty is a thunder, and I am set a-wandering, deafened, down twilight tin can alleys and moist sounds. Oh, wee baby, look what you could get if your name was Willie. Oh, to dip your words like snuff. A laughter black and streaming, and I am come a being rounded, a Baptist, aisles so moaning and moist sounds. Bless her heart. Take your bed and walk. You've been heavy burdened. Oh, to lick your love like tears. Harlem hopscotch. 1 foot down, then hop. It's hot. Good things for the one that's got. Another jump, now to the left. everybody for himself. In the air, now both feet down. Since you're black, don't stick around. Food is gone, the rent is due. Curse and cry, and then jump too. All the people out of work, hold for 3, then twist and jerk. Cross the line, they count you out. That's what hopping's all about. Both feet flat, the game is done. They think I lost, I think I won. I love her work so much. It's so beautiful. I'm gonna read from another one of her collections. These are just 2 short ones, so I'll go ahead and skip around again. Just read whichever poems I land on. Okay. This one is signed. It's like one of my most prized possessions because it's signed by Maya Angelou. 1981. Let's start with the first poem. A kind of love, some say. Is it true the ribs can tell the kick of a beast from a lover's fist? The bruised bones recorded well, the sudden shock, the hard impact, then swollen lids, sorry eyes, spoke not of lost romance, but hurt. Hate often is confused. Its limits are in zones beyond itself. And sadists will not learn that love by nature exacts a pain unequaled on the rack. Phenomenal woman. Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. But when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman phenomenally. Phenomenal woman. That's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man the fellows stand or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say it's the fire in my eyes, and the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist, and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman phenomenally. Phenomenal woman. That's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breasts, the grace of my style. I'm a woman phenomenally. Phenomenal woman. That's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't joke or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need for my care, 'cause I'm a woman, phenomenally phenomenal woman. That's me. Just for a time. Oh, how you used to walk with that insouciant smile. I like to hear you talk, and your style pleased me for a while. You were my early love, new as a day breaking in spring. You were the image of everything that caused me to sing. I don't like reminiscing. Nostalgia is not my forte. I don't spill tears on yesterday's years, but honesty makes me say you were a precious pearl. How I love to see you shine. You were the perfect girl, and you were mine for a time, just for a time. The lesson. I keep on dying again. Veins collapse, opening like the small fists of sleeping children. Memory of old tombs, rotting flesh and worms do not convince me against the challenge. The years and cold defeat live deep in lines along my face. They dull my eyes, yet I keep on dying because I love to live. To beat the child was bad enough. A young body, light as winter sunshine, a new seed's bursting promise, hung from a string of silence above its future. The chance of choice was never known. Hunger, new hands, strange voices. Its cry came natural, daring, water boiled in innocence, gaily in a cheap pot. The child exchanged its curiosity for terror. The skin withdrew, the flesh submitted. Now cries make shards of broken air, beyond an unremembered hunger, and the peace of strange hands. A young body floats silently. Kin for Bailey. We were entwined in red rings of blood and loneliness before the first snows fell, before muddy rivers seeded clouds above a virgin forest, and men ran naked, blue and black, skinned into the warm embraces of Sheba, Eve, and Lilith. I was your sister. You left me to force strangers into brother molds, exacting taxations they never owed or could ever pay. You fought to die, thinking in destruction lies the seed of birth. You may be right. I still remember silent walks in southern woods and long talks in low voices, shielding meaning from the big ears of over-curious adults. You may be right. Your slow return from regions of terror and bloody screams raises my heart. I hear again the laughter of children and see fireflies bursting tiny explosion in an Arkansas twilight. Of course, I have to read this one. It's probably one you're familiar with. I think everyone's read it at some point. Still I rise. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides. Just like hopes springing high, still I rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard? 'Cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from the past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. In retrospect, last year changed its seasons subtly, stripped its sultry winds for the reds of dying leaves, let keeled drips of winter ice melt onto a warming earth, and urge the dormant bulbs to brave the pain of spring. We, loving above the whim of time, did not notice, alone. I remember now. So that was my Angelo. A strong start, always. Let's go to another great poet, Sylvia Plath. clear eye is the one absolutely beautiful thing. I want to fill it with color and ducks, the zoo of the new, whose names you meditate: April, snowdrop, Indian pipe, little stalk without wrinkle, pool in which images should be grand and classical. Not this troublous ringing of hands, this dark ceiling without a star. Pocket watch, I tick well. The streets are lizardy crevices, sheer-sided, with holes where to hide. It is best to meet in a cul-de-sac, a place of velvet with windows of mirrors. There one is safe. There are no family photographs, no rings through the nose, no cries, bright fish hooks, smiles of women, gulp at my bulk, and I, in my snazzy blacks, mill a litter of breasts like jellyfish to nourish the cellos of moans. I eat eggs and fish, the essentials, the aphrodisiac squid. My mouth sags, the mouth of Christ, when my engine reaches the end of it. The tattle of my gold joints, my way of turning bitches to ripples of silver, rolls out a carpet, a hush, and there is no end of it. I shall never grow old. New oysters shriek in the sea, and I glitter like Fontainebleau, gratified. All the fall of water, and I, over whose pool I tenderly lean and see me. Childless woman. The womb rattles its pod. The moon discharges itself from the tree with nowhere to go. My landscape is a hand with no lines. The roads bunched to a knot. The knot myself the rose you achieve. This body, this ivory, godly as a child's shriek. Spider-like, I spin mirrors, loyal to my image, uttering nothing but blood, tasted dark red, and my forest, my funeral, and this hill, and this gleaming with the mouths of corpses. The rabbit catcher. It was a place of force, the wind gagging my mouth with my own blown hair, tearing off my voice, and the sea blinding me with its lights, the lies of the dead, unreeling in it, spreading like oil. I tasted the malignity of the gorse, its black spikes, the extreme unction of its yellow candle flowers. They had an efficiency, a great beauty, and were extravagant, like torture. There was only one place to get to, simmering, perfumed. The paths narrowed into the hollow, and the snares almost effaced themselves. Zeros, shutting on nothing. set close, like birth pangs. The absence of shrieks made a hole in the hot day, a vacancy. The glassy light was a clear wall, the thickets quiet. I felt a still busyness, an intent. I felt hands round a tea mug, dull, blunt, ringing the white china. How they awaited him, those little deaths. They awaited like sweethearts. They excited him. And we too had a relationship, tight wires between us, pegs too deep to uproot, and a mind like a ring, sliding shut, and some quick thing, the constriction killing me also. For a fatherless son. You will be aware of an absence presently, growing beside you like a tree, a death tree, color gone, an Australian gum tree, balding, gelded by lightning, an illusion, and a sky like a pig's backside, an utter lack of attention. But right now, you are dumb, and I love your stupidity, the blind mirror of it. I look in and find no face but my own, and you think that's funny. It is good for me to have you grab my nose, a ladder rung. One day, you may touch what's wrong, the small skulls, the smashed blue hills, the god-awful hush. Till then, your smiles are found money. Just gonna check that my audio is still okay. Okay, we're still good. Let's continue. Okay. Mary's song. The Sunday lamb cracks in its fat. The fat sacrifices its opacity. A window, holy gold. The fire makes it precious. The same fire melting the tallow heretics, ousting the Jews. Their thick palls float over the cicatrix of Poland. Burnt out Germany. They do not die. Gray birds obsess my heart. Mouth ash, ash of eye. They settle on the high precipice that emptied one man into space. The ovens glowed like heavens, incandescent. It is a heart, this Holocaust I walk in. O golden child, the world will kill and eat. I think I'll leave it like that for the Sylvia Plath collection. Okay, I have another book. This one is by Seamasini. And it is 100 poems, I the naturalist. All year, the flax stem festered in the heart of the townland, green and heavy-headed. Flax had rot there, weighed down by huge sods. Daily it sweltered in the punishing sun. Bubbles gargled delicately. Blue bottles wove a strong gauze of sound around the smell. There were dragonflies, spotted butterflies, but best of all was the warm, thick slobber of frog spawn that grew like clotted water in the shade of the banks. Here, every spring, I would fill jam potfuls of the jellied specks to arrange on windowsills at home, on shelves at school, and wait and watch until the fattening dots burst into nimble swimming tadpoles. Miss Walls would tell us how the daddy frog was called a bullfrog, and how he croaked, and how the mammy frog laid hundreds of little eggs, and this was frog spawn. You could tell the weather by frogs, too, for they were yellow in the sun and brown in the rain. Then one hot day, when fields were rank with cow dung in the grass, the angry frogs invaded the flax dam. I ducked through hedges to a coarse croaking that I had not heard before. The air was thick with a bass chorus. Right down the dam, gross-bellied frogs were cocked on sods. Their loose necks pulsed like sails. Some hopped. The slap and pop were obscene threats. Some sat poised like mud grenades, their blunt heads farting. I sickened, turned, and ran. The great slime kings were gathered there for vengeance, and I knew that if I dipped my hand, the spawn would clutch it. Let's see. This is quite a long book, so I'm gonna flick through a little bit. Just try to skip to certain poems. Okay. Wedding day. I am afraid. Sound has stopped in the day, and the images reel over and over. Why all those tears? The wild grief on his face outside the taxi. The sap of mourning rises in our waving guests. You sing behind the tall cake like a deserted bride who persists, demented, and goes through the ritual. When I went to the gents, there was a skewered heart and a legend of love. Let me sleep on your breast to the airport. Oysters. Our shells clacked on the plates. My tongue was a filling estuary. My palate hung with starlight as I tasted the salty Pleiades. Orion dipped his foot into the water. Alive and violated, they lay on their beds of ice. Bivalves, the split bulb, the philandering sigh of ocean. Millions of them ripped and shucked and scattered. We had driven to that coast through flowers and limestone, and there we were, toasting friendship, laying down a perfect memory in the cool of thatch and crockery. Over the Alps, packed deep in hay and snow, the Romans hauled their oysters south to Rome. I saw damp panniers disgorge the frond-lipped, brine-stung glut of privilege, and was angry that my trust could not repose in the clear light like poetry or freedom leaning in from sea. I ate the day deliberately, that its tang might quicken me all into verb, pure verb. Elegy. The way we are living, timorous or bold, will have been our life. Robert Lowell. The still geranium is lit by the lamp I write by. A wind from the Irish Sea is shaking it. Here, where we all sat 10 days ago, with you, the master elegist and welder of English, as you swayed the talk and rode on the swaying tiller of yourself, ribbing me about my fear of water. What was not within your empery? You drank America like the heart's iron vodka, promulgating arts, deliberate, peremptory love and arrogance. Your eyes saw what your hand did as you Englished Russian, as you bullied out heart-hammering blank sonnets of love for Harriet and Lizzie and the briny water-breaking dolphin your dorsal nib gifted at last to inveigle and to plash, helmsman, netsman, retiarius, that hand warding and grooming an amphibious 2 a.m. seaboard weather, not the proud sail of your great verse. No, you were out. You are our night ferry, thudding in a big sea, the whole craft ringing with an armorer's music, the course set willfully across the ungovernable and dangerous, and now a team of rain, and the geranium tremens. A father's no shield for his child. You found the child in me when you took farewells under the full bay tree by the gate in Glenmore, opulent and restorative as that lingering summertime, the fish dart of your eyes, risking, I'll pray for you. Let's see. Shrine. It was a whole new sweetness in the early days to find light white muslin blouses on a see-through nylon line, drip drying in the bathroom, or nylon slip in the shine of its own electricity, as if St. Bridget once more had rigged up a ray of sun, like the one she'd strung on air to dry her own cloak, on hard-pressed Bridget, so unstoppably on the go, the damp and slump and unfair drag of the work a day made light of and got through, as usual, brilliantly. blackbird of Glanmore. On the grass when I arrive, filling the stillness with life, but ready to scare off with the very first wrong move, and the ivy when I leave. It's you, blackbird, I love. I park, pause, take heed, breathe. Just breathe and sit, and lines I once translated come back. I want away to the house of death, to my father, under the low clay roof, and I think of one gone to him, a little stillness dancer, haunter son, lost brother, cavorting through the yard, so glad to see me home, my homesick first term over, and think of a neighbor's words long after the accident, yon bird on the shed roof, up on the ridge for weeks. I said nothing at the time, but I never liked yon bird. The automatic lock clunks shut. The blackbird's panic is short-lived. For a second, I've a bird's-eye view of myself, a shadow on raked gravel, front of my house of life. Hedge hop, I am absolute for you. Your ready talk back, your each standoffish comeback, your picky, nervy gold beak, in the grass when I arrive, in the ivy when I leave. Okay. So those were some Seamus Heaney poems. And I'm already getting sleepy myself. And we're gonna finish off with a modern poet. Torn a great house, wound from the mouth of a wound from the mouth of a wound, which I find to be such an incredible title for a poetry collection. Metaphors for my body on the examination table. The wasp borrowed fruit. The hunger dispossessing where womb could have been. The field fallow in every season. My stomach, a mouth. The flood of rotten teeth. The fearful sweat of pregnant dream. The woman who never wanted a child, but still weeps at the stillborn of her body. My mother. The way that hunger kicks and is a living thing. The starvation carried in the stomach like a child, the diagram of the procedure, the body turned in on itself like a bloody glove, the pill that births this body into woman, the pill that murders the potential of a child, the body hollowed to a broken vessel, a field salting its own flesh, the blood rivered from inside of me like afterbirth, the chest becoming rose blossoms, sore as broken dirt, the needle dragging me like a cigarette, the snake choking on its own body, the drowned man's handcuffs, the chrysalis strangling the moth, the mother of Ouroboros giving birth to herself, and herself, and herself, and the lie of omission, a fistful of seeds becoming teeth, the grandchild never held, the first dead son my mother does not bury. There's no word in English for the first rain of any season. My mother's, oh my God. There's no word in English for the first rain of any season. My friend's mother used to say that every time you cry, you are crying for everything that has happened since the last time you cried. Ceramic piggy bank bursting with a debt of salt. When I began to transition, it wasn't into a daughter, but instead a flood. Wide-eyed breach, birth of memory. I took the pills inside me and out spilled blue nail polish, ropes of silver chain, my mother's curls, my father's gin-drowned face, sky blue baby clothes soaked in lake water, fish hooks, sapphire earrings, spent copper shells, Christmas cards, prom tickets, my birth certificate, drenched till dissolving, handfuls of baby teeth, trout scales, burst ballpoints, vertebrae, knuckle bones worn to dice, one diamond missing from a second wedding ring. The list goes on, and ends as all things seem to, polished, brilliant, by hard rain. Against yellow. When I see the child's sky, scrim of blue crayon, the sun's untidy scrawl, the last thing I think of is heat and light. Instead, teeth antiqued by cigarette smoke. Instead, the wash of bile across the tongue, the honey scent of ketosis piss, starved body's brightest rebellion. Instead, my father's eyes. Instead, Van Gogh's last meal. The color my mother painted the whole house when my father was drowning in a bottle, believing instinct would drag him, like any good animal, toward the light. How he once tried to hollow his lungs into our swimming pool and couldn't stop his body from surfacing, so he went looking for a gun instead. I see a child's gentle imitation of the light and think first of all the rooms my mother hasn't painted over since he left. Still life with bed sores. Imagine the body, a palette of decay. The sky stripped from jaundice to blush to tissue, slowed away. Skin cumulus of beneath, and beneath it, the bone-dull zenith of the sky. Gravity coerces my skin to blossom, fruit, and rot. Bruised, dark, and softened flesh, plummeting against cement. Let every rot be beautiful as thrush, this infection we name. Bird perched on the tongue, my hips pulped by time and gentle cotton. The body is a fickle language, the way that rest means to lay dormant, but rest means to tear away. The body of a girl lies on the asphalt like the body of a girl. And this does not bear comparison. The body of a girl lies on the asphalt, and it is not like the splayed anatomy of broken fruit. It is not like a gaped wide mouth, throat, a stoppered bottle. It is not like the mystery of birdless feathers, or the dull-eyed glint of a wishing well gone suddenly dry. Down payments on possibility parching in the sun is not like a bent hammered nail or snapped bow, or the silence after a question's heft. The body of a girl lies on the asphalt like only the body of a girl, and still someone will name her a man. No, perhaps the body of a girl lies on the asphalt like a daughter. Yes, just like that.